Game 2, here we come. What's up, sports fans? 1 hour till tip, or so we are told. Joe Musso, John Gonzalez, and Noah Buono got you covered from now until then as we get you set for Game 2. Fellas, this is it. Not must win, but one you would love to have. Emotionally, where are we at right now, John?
It kind of is must win, though, if you're the Spurs, right? I mean, not even kind of, because no team has lost the first 2 at home and then gone on to win the NBA Finals. So this is a point of critical mass for the Spurs. But I expect that they're going to be much better tonight than they were, especially at the end of Game 1, where they kind of let it slip away. I mean, they know that they gave that one away and that they had it. They're up 14 in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden here come the fourth quarter Knicks, which we've seen over and over and over again in this run. Doesn't mean that the Knicks can't win this game and put a stranglehold on the series. I just think they're going to be better.
I was more asking how you were feeling.
Feeling great.
We know how the Spurs are feeling, Noah, heading into this one. They got to have it.
They got to have it. There's desperation when you come off a loss at home. The Knicks, 12 straight wins. You're playing a team that is as hot as anybody's ever been in the NBA playoffs. So desperation on one side and the Knicks in full control stealing home court. I feel great. Knicks fan or not, I feel great. The NBA Finals are upon us. We had a day off yesterday. We got no games this weekend. It was soaking in tonight.
The vibes are high here in studio. As for how we got here, the Knicks applying said pressure with a late fourth quarter surge, largely in part to Jalen Brunson's 13 in the frame. New York closing out the game on an 11-0 run, and in turn taking that 1-0 series lead on the road. Tonight, a chance to take a stranglehold headed back to the city as they look to keep their 12-game win streak alive. And if I may borrow, everybody's better than Jalen Brunson until it's time to be better than Jalen Brunson. Clutch bucket after clutch bucket after 40 minutes of, in his own words, not his best basketball. It was Enter Sandman as San Antonio couldn't stop Brunson as he looks to play closer once again. Back in studio with the fellas, and Noah, that's exactly where I want to start. The man over our shoulder has been larger than life and playing bigger than his size. Jalen Brunson, spectacular specifically in those late game moments. This innate ability to just will the ball into the basket. The looks weren't the cleanest. How does he keep doing it?
Well, the confidence and the clutch factor that clearly is an innate ability for him. 6-minute mark, he puts the Knicks up 8. The Spurs go on a 9-0 run over the next 4 minutes, and Brunson misses 4 shots in a row. And then he hits the 3 off his own offensive tipped rebound that gives the Knicks the lead again. And then he has the insane bucket at the end of the game that kind of was the dagger. So it was just a culmination of everything Jalen Brunson gives you, where he's good, he's bad. I mean, 30 points on 31 shots, it's not the most efficient attack. 12 of 31. I think he's more efficient tonight. I think he sees more bodies tonight from these Spurs guards that did not. They heated him up. Stephon Castle said after the game, hey, I thought we guarded him pretty well. But, like, when he has that type of groove going where he doesn't care about misses and he's just shot after shot after shot, that's all that matters. Next play mentality.
For 40 minutes, they did do that so effectively, John. So do you walk into this one saying, hey, let's roll it back again, and with 2 minutes left on the clock, I mean, hope he doesn't hit the shot?
Well, I mean, he's Jalen Brunson for a reason, right? He's a perennial All-NBA selection for a reason, and last year was a top 5 MVP candidate. I know that some Knicks fans are a little upset that he wasn't included higher up on the list this year. But the guy, that's the frustrating and scary part here, Joe. If you're the Spurs, I thought they defended him pretty well. We talked about this yesterday when we were going through the video breakdown. His footwork is insane. You can only slow him down for so long, but you got good defense from Castle, from Vassell, from Julian Champagnie. Here comes Dylan Harper off the bench. Keldon Johnson didn't score the ball well, but I thought he gave them some good effort at the defensive end. You could throw some Carter Bryant at him, but you can only slow him down for so long. And then here he comes in the fourth quarter and he goes, yeah, I'm Jalen Brunson. My footwork is better than you. You're going to play great defense on me. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get to my spot. I'm going to go 5 for 9 in the fourth quarter, plus 10. Just when you need Jalen Brunson the most, that's when he steps forward.
And credit to Brunson, who will always be on the marquee, the headline player here, but OG had a flurry. Josh Hart has a statistically outstanding game. The possessions in which Cat was on Wemby limits him. We're going to get to it all here, but we got to take it to the other end of the court because San Antonio couldn't buy a bucket down the stretch, held scoreless for that final 2:16 of the game. Head coach Mitch Johnson positing his potential remedy.
Yeah, I think, there's a combination of things. We've played a couple teams similar that are very committed to guarding the paint with bodies. And so whether it's, in the half-court set configuration kind of that you're speaking of, or just in general, I think we have to make sure we don't fight the game. If a team is going to be very adamant and committed to taking away something, typically that means it's opening something else up elsewhere. That doesn't mean that thing is going to be a direct result in that, but we have to make sure we pass the ball to open guys. We got to make sure we continue to put pressure on the rim. And that's not always for ourselves. And that can be with the roll, that can be with the cut, that can be with the drive. And I think last night we got a little away from that.
He could have just shortened that into throw the lob. Throw the lob. When the big fella's slashing, throw the lob. It was a statistically productive finals debut, I think you could say, for Victor Wembanyama, but seemed to tighten down the stretch a little bit. Is this sort of a, hey, you felt it, acquire the data point, adjust emotionally and nothing else?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's really pretty remarkable when we and Victor Wembanyama look at him and he goes for 26 points and 12 rebounds and we go, he wasn't very good.
Gonna need more.
It's really kind of amazing, right? And he said after the game that I played bad. It was simple as that. And Noah and I have discussed this. He did play bad by his standards. It wasn't as simple as that. You really do have to give some credit to the Knicks and the defense. Karl Anthony Towns, who was a guy I was thinking, okay, this could be a little dicey, traditionally not the best defender, but he's a willing defender, unlike Chet Holmgren in the Western Conference Finals. He put a body on Victor Wembanyama. He was pushing him out of the paint. The Knicks did a great job on the whole doing that. Credit to Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby. You saw some Josh Hart on him. Those guys were all willing defenders against Victor Wembanyama. And then from his perspective, 6 of 21, 2 of 9. Too much settling for that three-pointer. Joe, you mentioned throw the lob. Yes, De'Aaron Fox, when you don't have it going on and you get into the paint, we're going to do some video breakdown a little bit later, and you've got your big man rolling to the rim, and he's got his hand up finally. Finally, he's not settling for the three. Throw the lob.
I'm tired of hearing the fatigue thing about why he's not getting closer to the rim, okay? Average field goal distance in Game 1 was 17 feet. In Game 1 versus the Thunder, it was 5 feet. He had 41 points in that game. Do the math. It's not rocket science. Get closer to the rim regardless of how fatigued you are. He played 28 minutes a game in round 1, 29 minutes a game in round 2, 37 minutes a game versus the Thunder. And now all of a sudden we're hearing, was Wemby too fatigued in Game 1 versus the Knicks? It doesn't matter if he was fatigued. It's the NBA Finals. LeBron James at 22 years old played 45 minutes a game in the Eastern Conference Finals before he got swept by the San Antonio Spurs. 22-year-old legs are 22-year-old legs. Run and gun, baby. Like, that's what this is all about. And when you're Victor Wembanyama and you're a gazelle and you can cover that much ground, just do it. And I think that wasn't the case in Game 1. He settled for a lot of jumpers. They did not drop. Karl Anthony Towns, like John mentioned, had the upper hand offensively and defensively. And ultimately, the adjustments tonight are, can you get closer to the rim? And I think the decisiveness, he's got a plethora of options, right, offensively. What mixed bag of goods do you want to use? He's got to pick the right one and be more decisive in his decision-making offensively.
I think that shortness of breath maybe wasn't tired legs for Wembanyama, but a recognition of the moment, holding his breath down the stretch a little bit. We'll see if it's that big moment here to draw this series even a game aside. But you fellas alluded to it. De'Aaron Fox didn't have the game that he was looking for, and that is no longer a standalone statistical anomaly. That's sort of been the trend. Shooting at 34% from the field, 19% from three over these last two series. Misses a bunny late in Game 1. Noah, are we at the point where if you're New York, you now have options, like sag off of De'Aaron, say, show me before I respect it anymore, because speed is the thing he still does have?
I think he's definitely one of the guys you're looking at going, let's make this guy beat us. But I don't think that it's panic time yet, because he played fairly well in Game 7 versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, I thought, for the most part. One of his few good games. Again, he's dealing with injury. I don't know how much of an excuse you can give him. If you're out there, we got to grade what you're showing the viewers on a game-to-game basis. The biggest thing here is, if Devin Vassell, De'Aaron Fox, or Julian Champagnie, one of those three guys is showing signs of struggling, and Dylan Harper has it rolling, one of those three guys has to come out of the game. And Dylan Harper needs to finish it. That didn't happen in Game 1, and we saw what De'Aaron Fox was giving you down the stretch. I understand, 4-year extension, $229 million. Are you going to pull this guy out of the game? It's a risky decision, but that's comes at a price when you're in the NBA Finals and you want to win. You got to make ballsy moves. And I think De'Aaron Fox playing in crunch time is that move if he's got it rolling.
Yeah, this is a dicey situation for the Spurs, right? Because as we mentioned, you have to have this game. If you lose this historically, you're cooked. This thing's over. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They're holding the parade, and the bing bongs are going absolutely crazy. But exactly what Noah said, they acquired him last year thinking, okay, they need a lead guard to pair with Victor Wembanyama. Let's go out and get De'Aaron Fox. He's an all-star in this league. He's lightning quick. He's a blur with the ball. No, he's not a good shooter, traditionally 33% from deep, but that's something that you can roll with if you put some shooters around him. A year later, they're already looking at him and going, uh-oh, the other two guys are better. So what do you do if you're Mitch Johnson? Are you really going to yank him out? He's your veteran. He's the guy that you're paying all that money to.
Right.
You're going to yank him out for a kid who's 20 years old, playing way above his pay grade, right? 20 years old. Dylan Harper has no business being this good this soon. And the same's true for Stephon Castle. But don't you have to, when you're down 1-0 in this series, don't you have to just put your best personnel out there? And if it's Dylan Harper and it's Stephon Castle and it's not De'Aaron Fox,
it is what it is.
De'Aaron Fox has to go to the bench.
The only context that matters is our 5 versus your 5 at this point of the
Right.
year.
I just want to add, like, when they drafted Dylan Harper, they had already they didn't know that they were going to get the number 2 overall pick. But drafting Dylan Harper, you were cognizant in the San Antonio front office that this was a duplicative pick to De'Aaron Fox's play style. They are very similar. They're almost similar size. They're both left-handed. They both struggling shooters, not great shooters, good speed downhill. Dylan Harper, though, to me, right now, in this postseason run, has been the better player. And I don't think there's something really deep here to overthink. The only thing out there that De'Aaron Fox needs to do is be a playmaker and alleviate pressure from Stephon Castle, because when he's out there, Stephon Castle's turnovers drop. And that's not even really working, because in game 1, we saw Stephon Castle go 1 of 5 from the floor, not really be as productive as he was. But that's De'Aaron Fox being the head of the snake, not handling the offense the way he should. He doesn't need to score just because you're a point guard and you're a score-first guy. He needs to look to get these guys involved. And if it's not there, Dylan Harper, the duplicative guy you drafted, he's available to do it.
Maybe a redundancy issue, but every issue can be gone in a game, and confidence comes back just as quick. We'll see if that is the night for De'Aaron Fox in Game 2, as we have plenty more coming throughout the hour as we get you set for Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We're using a full, and then we're going to take you out to the Frostbank Center for an on-site report, including the coach, Avery Johnson. Don't move. You're watching CBS Sports HQ.
You want to fight about it? Let's go.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, nobody's seen that coming. Y'all gonna make me.
Who's a gangster now? Family does not leave family behind.
Y'all gonna make me happy.
You are a stone-cold killer.
1, 2, hit me outside.
I want success. Get it for me.
This life here is gonna work, isn't it?
We'll make it work.
We don't break ourselves in half to give you a better life.
Rip and Beth have secrets. People with secrets can be useful.
We need to be careful with this family.
Find out what they know before it gets more complicated.
Family is the only thing worth fighting for. If either one of you want to walk, I won't hold it against you.
I'll be right next to you.
I've been so many places.
Life comes at you fast, whether you're ready for it or not. Everything has to come to an end.
I'm singing this song to you.
My center, my soul, is gone.
The worry is what you do next.
Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars!
What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth. She's gonna blow!
All episodes of Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, are now streaming.
The situation is about to come to a head.
How do you know?
Because I'm about to take it there.
Every time you take a breath, you owe me.
I want success. Get that for me.
Well, God, you got anything else?
Landman, all episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Back at it on HQ, where time is of the essence. The pre-game excitement of Game 1 has given way to a hearty civic angst heading into Game 2. The fine folks of San Antonio looking to draw even before this series shifts back to the Mecca. Let's send it out to the Frostbank Center for our pre-game report.
Here inside the Frostbank Center for Game 2 of the NBA Finals, where hanging from the rafters, the jersey number 6, that's of course Avery Johnson, the 1999 champion with the Spurs. Beat the Knicks in 99, but Avery, New York coming here in Game 1, throwing the first punch. How desperate does San Antonio need to be tonight to avoid going down 0-2?
The Spurs need to be beyond desperate. This is the game. This is the only game. The Western Conference Finals are over. There's no more hangovers from beating Oklahoma City Thunder. You're playing against the New York Knicks, and they have a guy in Jalen Brunson who's really special. So we'll see what the Spurs learned on their off day, watching video in areas where they can improve, whether it's rebounding, not settling for bad threes, taking the ball to the basket, points in the paint. The Knicks are going to go back and see how they improve because they don't think they played their best game. So it's a start in the first 4 or 5 minutes. It's not about what always happens in the last 4 minutes. It's the entirety of the game.
Jalen Brunson, 13 points in the fourth quarter. He was excellent in closing time, as he's been his entire career. Defensively for San Antonio, though, you think they can make some adjustments?
Yeah, they can make some adjustments, give him different looks. The Spurs' on-ball defense wasn't very good. Their pick-and-roll defense was probably a D-. So they'll make some adjustments. I think the biggest adjustment on Jalen Brunson that the Spurs need to make is make him play more defense. He was resting too much on defense. I didn't see him involved enough in screening situations. That's how you attack an outstanding star player like Jalen Brunson. Not what you do against him when he has the ball, but when he's on defense.
And conversely, the Knicks throwing Karl Anthony Towns on Victor Wembanyama on the defensive end. Victor with 6 turnovers in Game 1. That's the most in his young playoff career. What do you expect from the Spurs superstar in Game 2?
I think the Spurs superstar Victor Wembanyama has got to play more like a center and a power forward rather than a point guard. He needs to set more screens. When he's bringing the ball up the floor consistently, the Knicks defense is basically zoning up, and they're trying to cut off all of his driving lanes. If he sets a pick and roll for a lob, roll for a post-up, mix in a three-point shot every now and then, I think that's going to be more effective against this Knicks defense.
Mike Brown said the Knicks are content to let the Spurs shoot threes. They want to keep the Spurs out of the paint. As a result, San Antonio just 26% from downtown in Game 1. Is it just a matter of seeing the ball go through the hoop for the Spurs?
When you're settling for those bad threes, a couple of things happen. You don't get to the free throw line. You're not able to score points in the paint. And those long threes could lead to fast breaks for the Knicks. So my message to the Spurs, if I was coaching them tonight, get to the basket. De'Aaron Fox, we need you. Play at a higher level. If I'm the Knicks and I'm Mike Brown, I'm saying, hey, keep launching those bad threes. We'll take it.
You talk about De'Aaron Fox. Fox was on the floor, 0 for 4 from 3 in Game 1. Dylan Harper was great off the bench in Game 1, but he was on the bench for the final 4 minutes of Game 1. Do you expect more minutes from the Spurs rookie superstar?
I don't know if he's going to get more minutes, but if they're in the same situation, I expect him to be on the court. Because the way he was playing, especially, he was the best offensive player with a certain 5-man units when he was on the floor. So, again, this is a long series. It's a 7-game series for a reason. These two teams are very closely matched, but I think the Spurs will make the right adjustments tonight.
I feel like a lot of folks are discrediting the Knicks. You had Kenny Atkinson say, analytically, we should be up. James Harden said they were the better team. Steph Castle said he still feels the Spurs are the better team. Why do people count the Knicks out, it feels like, so early?
The Knicks better be respected. This team, that starting 5 with Karl Anthony Towns sometime playing point 5, they hired Mike Brown for a reason. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year and fired their coach. This team must be respected. You must understand that this team is physical. They play the right way, and they're on an amazing win streak. So if they didn't get the Spurs' attention in Game 1, shame on them.
12 consecutive playoff wins for New York. The last 7 coming by double digits. Avery, give me a quick prediction for tonight's Game 2.
Spurs start fast. They got to get to the free throw line. But remember that plus minus from the free throw line, they got to be about a plus 10 from the line tonight. Victor plays at a higher level. Keldon Johnson plays about 18 minutes and has more of an impact on the game. So Spurs winning by 8 tonight.
There you have it from Avery Johnson. Only twice in NBA Finals history has a team lost the first 2 games at home. The Suns and the Magic in the 90s. That was when Avery was running the show in the Western Conference. But we'll tip it tonight from the FBC. It's Game 2 of the NBA Finals.
Nate, Coach, thank you. Spurs by 8. I love the specificity from Coach. Got to identify a goal and you got to attack it. That is the case tonight for the San Antonio Spurs, and they'll have to knock off a Knicks team riding as hot as they have in some 13 years, a 12-game win streak. Also 7 in a row, double-digit road wins, extending the longest streak in association history. Coming up, could it be the year of the cat? Karl Anthony Towns' presence felt at both ends in Game 1, but what impressed our guys the most during this 12-0 New York run? More HQ coming next.
About it. Let's go.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, nobody's seen that coming. Y'all gonna make me.
Who's a gangster now? Family does not leave family behind.
Y'all gonna make me happy.
You are a stone cold killer.
1, 2, hit me outside.
I want success. Get it for me. This life here is gonna work, isn't it?
We'll make it work.
We don't break ourselves into have to give you a better life.
Rip and Beth have secrets. People with secrets can be useful.
We need to be careful with this family.
Find out what they know, or it gets more complicated.
Family is the only thing worth fighting for. If either one of you want to walk, I won't hold it against you.
I'll be right next to you.
I've been so many places. Life comes at you fast, whether you're ready for it or not. Everything has to come to an end.
I'm singing this song to you. My center, my soul is gone.
The worry is what you do next.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth.
She's gonna blow!
All episodes of Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, are now streaming.
The situation's about to come to a head. How do you know? Because I'm about to take it there.
Every time you take a breath, you owe me.
I want success. Get that for me.
Well, God, you got anything else?
Landman, all episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Play the music. They're trying to get this thing back to New York. 2 games to none. It's 12 in a row, tied for the second longest playoff win streak in NBA history. And get this, the Knicks haven't strung together 13 in a row in 13 years. Shout out to Melo. As we are back in studio with the fellas, this win streak, why stop now, right? 2013, the last time they've won 12 in a row at any point of any season, let alone in the postseason. It's going so good right now. John, what's been the thread that you weave from one series to another, one win to another?
I'm blown away by this. I'm still blown away by it because I thought coming into the playoffs, I wanted to see them play good teams, right? Because that was something that the Knicks struggled with during the regular season, where they were only 500. They broke even against teams that were 500 or better. And so once you get into the playoffs, you're going to have to play good teams, right? Then they go and they beat the Hawks. I'm thinking, okay, the Hawks didn't offer the kind of resistance that you'd want to see. And then the Sixers and the Cavaliers offered no resistance. And so I still doubted the New York Knicks. I said, well, they're finally going to play a real team. And what happens? They're down 14 in the third quarter, and they come roaring back as the Knicks do. Joe, they haven't lost in 43 days. It's absolutely ridiculous. They've won 12 in a row over this span. That's the best point differential in NBA history, regular season or playoffs. They're 7 out of 8 wins on the road. They just can't be stopped right now. And at some point, I keep saying to Noah, I have to stop doubting the Knicks.
Yeah.
It's not going to be tonight. We're going to get to picks later, but it's really remarkable what they're doing.
You are who you are, and nobody is a 12 in a row in the playoffs type team. Regression can be expected. How, Noah, do they keep pushing that regression further down the road?
Well, just don't change what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to fix anything that's not broken. They fixed it after they went down 2-1 to Atlanta. That was the fix. Flip of a light switch from Mike Brown, changing the offense a little bit. Cat's pulled out as a point center. Jalen Brunson's off the ball a little bit more. Now you can get other guys involved. They can be more efficient. Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Landry Shamet. These guys have all been wildly efficient. And then you can get Brunson the ball in the middle of the floor, 10 seconds under the shot clock, and let him start working, versus having him be tired for 24 seconds in one entire possession, like he was last year in the conference finals with Tom Thibodeau, where it was just Brunson, Brunson, Brunson. That's not the case this year after they went down 2-1. And I think you just stay right where you are. Why do you need to fix anything? It's like playing one-on-one, and you can blow by your guy every single time, but now you want to settle for jump shots on game point. You scored 10 in a row on layups. Just keep going to the basket. I don't think they need to fix anything right now.
Same pregame meal, same socks, same everything. Don't switch it until it switches on you. Karl Anthony Towns, another maybe unexpected performance, at least at the defensive end of the court here in game one as well. 18 and 12 offensively. His presence felt in ways that a box score can't really contain. Players in NBA history to do what he's done, Cat that is, excuse me, 46 possessions as the primary defender on Wemby, 2 of 11 and 5 turnovers.
Yeah.
Noah, when you look at that effect on this game, is there any bigger way for Cat to show up here in game 2? I mean, zeros on the offensive end if you can do that defensively again.
Well, the thing about Cat versus Wemby is go back to the first round. Wemby was playing Donovan Clingan, not an offensive guy. Rudy Gobert, not an offensive guy. Isaiah Hartenstein, hey, good luck on the push shot. That's all he had to offer.
Stressing him at that end is helping you at the other.
With Karl Anthony Towns, you're talking about a guy that can drive you on that first step, that first dribble. He's got a quick first step. He can pull you out and drill a 3 in your face, so he's a threat from the perimeter, pulling Wemby out. And there were a number of times in game 1 where Wemby was overplaying, top foot too high. Boom, Karl Anthony Towns blows by him, gets a tough one. Or he's operating at the elbow, he's got screeners slipping off of him, he's finding the open man. Karl Anthony Towns, offensively and defensively, had the edge over Victor Wembanyama in literally every single way imaginable. Nobody, I think, predicted that. But there is a different vibe. There's a different feel to Karl Anthony Towns. We've all been. Every person that watches basketball consistently looks at Karl Anthony Towns over the years and goes, I don't know how I feel about this guy. I've flipped the switch.
Stretch 5?
Karl Anthony Towns, I'm a fan. They're, like, after that mic'd up in game 1, that was the final straw of, like, who is this new version, this wise, older veteran Karl Anthony Towns leading the troops? And John said this earlier, everything he said in that mic'd up happened throughout the course of the game. I have nothing but positive things to say about him. He is the focal point right now. Obviously, Brunson's going to Brunson, but you need Cat to do exactly what he did in game 1, and the Knicks have a real shot to win the series.
This is an extension to pull back the curtain a little bit of what we were talking about. We carpooled on the way over. We don't just break down NBA analysis. We also save the environment. But on the way over, we're talking about Karl Anthony Towns, and both of us looked at each other and like, he's really good now. Yeah. This at both ends of the floor, and it wasn't just that he was always a great offensive player. The defense is really the question about Karl Anthony Towns. And this is an assignment that nobody should really want. He looked to relish it in game 1. We saw what happened in the Western Conference Finals with Chet Holmgren, who finished second in the Defensive Player of the Year award to Victor Wembanyama and wanted exactly no part of Wemby in that series. Well, here comes Karl Anthony Towns, much maligned on that end of the floor, and he got the better of Wemby on defense in that game, and I thought him wanting that assignment and really saying, I'm going to step forward. And on top of that, he's generally a foul machine. Yeah. Saving 2 of his fouls and playing great defense like that. And then, as Noah mentioned, you had the mic'd up talk where he gets his troops rallied and he says, listen, we're going to play through our defense. The offense is going to come. We were in the same spot in game 1 against the Cavaliers. We're in this spot now. We're going to be fine. We're going to win this game. And all of that he predicted came true.
It was interesting to see him, like you said, take on that assignment with the heartedness that he did, because it was a broken spirit, I think, that afflicted Chet last series and kind of bled one game
broken
into
spirit.
another.
How about a broken brain? He lost everything out there.
He short-circuited in that one.
I do fear that
You're too kind.
I do fear that Chet has already caught more stray shots than he needs to in the first half hour of our pregame show here. I want to get back to the here and now, and Josh Hart is where my eyes go next, because it was an interesting box score. He doesn't pour it in, but his presence is felt. He joins Larry Bird as the only players in NBA history with 15-plus rebounds, 6-plus assists, and 4-plus steals in a finals game. Larry did have 25 points. Hart had 3. I digress. To repeat a stat line like that and play your role in that way, Noah, how hard is that going to be for Hart to do tonight?
It'll be hard, because there's an element to Josh Hart's game of streakiness where you're not sure what he's going to give you offensively, and then how much is the offense, if he's struggling, going to impact the rest of the game. Again, game 1, 3 points. You saw it not impact him much offensively, because the impact to just keep possessions alive. The Knicks only had 10 offensive rebounds, but they had 23 second chance points. The Spurs had 14 offensive rebounds. They only had 14 second chance points. So Josh Hart was a big piece in that. But Josh Hart is the heart and soul of the New York Knicks. Josh Hart is like Meredith Grey on the hit series Grey's Anatomy. If you take Meredith off the show, how do you have Grey's Anatomy? Where does it go? Take Josh Hart off the Knicks, where does it go? So you need him. You need him to stay right where he is. I feel like I'm getting repetitive, because you asked, what do they do in game 2? Well, they got to do what they did in game 1. What does Cat do in game 2? Well, he's got to do what he did in game 1. Same thing for Josh Hart here.
I didn't know that you were a Grey's Anatomy stan. So
baby.
Congratulations.
You didn't touch on that on the carpool.
No, that wasn't in our carpool, but this is something for the ride home that we'll discuss. Josh Hart, when you're asking, can he duplicate that line? Can he have 15 rebounds? Probably not, but he might. But the thing with Josh Hart is, when he's not scoring, it kind of doesn't matter, because he does all these other things, right? He does so many things on the court. And this is a guy who got traded a ton in his career, and he lands in New York. And to Noah's point about him being the heart and soul of this team, he absolutely is, because he found a home, right? You remember back to game 1 at the Cavaliers series at the end of the fourth quarter in overtime, where he could not find a shot to fall. Well, the next game he comes out and he's shooting extremely well. That's fine. He's hot and cold, but he rebounds the ball well. He passes well. He's an excellent defender. Switches 1 through 4, no problem. 1 through 5 in a pinch. There's so many things that he can do. And Jalen Brunson was even asked about it after game 1 of the finals the other night, and he said, that's just Josh. This is what Josh does for us. We just kind of like wind him up and send him out there, and you know you're going to get some kind of impact from him in the game, whether it's scoring or all the other things he does.
Things happen when you're in the midst of surgery, and Josh Hart, he plays all the roles he needs to in that operating room.
I think the other thing about Josh is that, like, he's a 42% three-point shooter in the regular season this year, and he thought Wemby was going to come out and guard him in game 1, and he just traditionally guarded Karl-Anthony Towns. Fine. There's going to be a moment in this series, though, where we go, that was the Josh Hart game. And it doesn't matter if Wemby's guarding him or not. There is going to be a moment where a streaky shooter all of a sudden taps into some confidence and hits 6 threes like he did in game 2 and has 26 points. And the Knicks are going to win the game, and the post-game coverage is going to be, well, Josh Hart had a day. That is coming. I don't know if it comes tonight, but it will come in a matter of time in this series. And that's something the Spurs got to be careful of, because he's that type of player.
I think it's interesting, too. So often these championship outfits, we look back and you have that player that takes on the spirit of a city. And Josh Hart, beloved by these New York fans, is really reflecting what these fans are all about as well. We'll see if he can do something similar here in game 2 as we continue to get you set here on CBS Sports HQ. Active NBA title droughts. Why do we have to do it? You don't have to talk about it. You're up 1 game, trying to go 2-0 on the road. Yeah, it's been since '73. Haven't been here since '99, but that is all past. The present might just belong to the Knicks. Coming up, fire up the reel, and no, that's not an Instagram thing, kids. We're talking tape. Noah and John getting to the X's and O's when we return.
You want to fight about it? Let's go.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, nobody's seen that coming. Y'all gonna make me.
Who's the gangster now? Family does not leave family behind.
Y'all gonna make me happy.
You are a stone cold killer.
I want success. Get it for me. This life here is gonna work, isn't it?
We'll make it work.
We don't break ourselves in half to give you a better life.
Rip and Beth have secrets. People with secrets can be useful.
We need to be careful with this family.
Find out what they know, or it gets more complicated.
Family is the only thing worth fighting for. If either one of you want to walk, I won't hold it against you.
I'll be right next to you.
I've been so many places. Life comes at you fast, whether you're ready for it or not. Everything has to come to an end.
I'm singing this song to you.
My center, my soul is gone.
The worry is what you do next.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric.
Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth.
She's gonna blow!
All episodes of Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, are now streaming.
The situation's about to come to a head. How do you know? Because I'm about to take it there. Every time you take a breath, you owe me.
I want success. Get that for me.
Well, God, you got anything else?
Landman, all episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Things are heating up, that's for sure. We found this opportunity and we're working for it.
My man.
Tulsa King, all episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
You need a hug?
You need a fist?
Crutch, crutch, crutch.
Crutch, crutch.
Crutch, you need anything. I do have one question. We didn't mean right now.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon? When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready? Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Back on HQ, where San Antonio slippage was the issue in Game 1. 2 minutes away from taking a 1-0 lead, San Antonio went wayward. Hindsight bringing some of those late substitution patterns into question. Here's Mitch Johnson on the decision to pull Harper for Fox.
There was definitely consideration. Dylan had a heck of a game and was playing very well. And that comes with, when you have a lot of good players, those decisions. And so Dylan did not finish the game by nothing that he did or did not do, and it was a decision I made. And I understand that there would be logic in having Dylan in that group, but I thought that group that was out there did some things during a stretch, and that's who I rolled with.
All right, back in studio, Joe Musso, pleased to be alongside the guys, Noah Buono and John Gonzalez. Fellas, this is time to get to the tape because the proof is right there in the pudding. We saw one player in those moments perform the way he did, the other lagging. You touched upon it a little bit earlier, Noah. John, I want to start with you here. Where is the struggle beginning for De'Aaron Fox?
Yeah, well, he couldn't get a shot to fall in Game 1. As you see here, he's bringing the ball up the floor, and he's going to get into the teeth of the Knicks defense. Spins into the paint, and again, air ball. 3 of 13 from the floor. Really ugly stuff from him.
And then on the other side, watch the bump. 1 spin, 2 spin, bump into your chest. That guy's 20, and he's playing with that type of confidence.
Back to De'Aaron Fox, 2-man action. Victor Wembanyama frees it here, calling for the ball. Throw up the lob, De'Aaron Fox. Get your big man at the rim. Instead, here's what happens. Roll it. Yeah, it goes into the rim, and of course, another missed shot.
And again, watch the deceleration from the younger guard. And a Euro step, he slows it down, he scores over Jalen Brunson, draws the mismatch. He's looking for that every time.
One more from De'Aaron Fox. No, this was the least egregious of all of it. It was a clean look. He just could not get anything to fall in game one.
And then another one, through two bodies. Again, 20 years old. There's decisiveness on the basketball floor with Dylan Harper that there is not with De'Aaron Fox.
You're going to stay with the rotation. Fox still in that starting lineup. But in your eyes, guys, is this a shorter leash on Fox? Is this more minutes? Do you start to swing the pendulum to the other side if you're seeing that same effectiveness from Harper?
I just think when Harper has that type of game and he has 3 minutes played in the fourth quarter, maybe it's not De'Aaron Fox, but Dylan Harper was in the game in the middle part of the fourth quarter, and they took him out and put Devin Vassell back in. Julian Champagnie was good in the first half, nothing in the second half. You can rotate Harper, let him stay, take Julian Champagnie out, especially if you know the course of the game. Champagnie had a role in the first half, but Dylan Harper's been steady throughout the whole game, and we need him out on the floor, especially when we need a scoring punch. And they took him out, and it hurt him.
Absolutely, it has to be a shorter
An
leash.
easy
right?
yes.
Oh, you're going full shorter leash.
Absolutely, because
on
look,
the $229 million man.
Well, it's a tough one, right? Because he is the veteran. He is high paid. You went out and got him for specifically this reason because you figured you were going to pair him with Victor Wembanyama, and that was going to supercharge your team. The problem is you don't have time to mess around, right? Mitch Johnson decided to keep the veteran in game one. Game two is critical. We heard Avery Johnson talking about it when we went down to San Antonio. This is do or die for them tonight. If they lose this game, this series historically is absolutely over. So, De'Aaron Fox, thank you so much for your contribution to the Spurs. But if you can't hit a shot, Dylan Harper time.
Yeah, and I believe the way it works, I think that those checks have cleared already. Different scale in the postseason. So it ain't about the money anymore. We need the best players on the court that are going to give the Spurs the best chance to win game two. That's the why of it all, but the what is very familiar. When we look at the Spurs against the Knicks this season, in 3 of the 4 meetings, fellas, they have led by double digits and gone on to lose by double digits. John, is this a function of youth, or is there something specific that keeps the Spurs from capitalizing against this group specifically in New York?
It's curious because it's this group specifically, right? I mean, we talked about how the New York Knicks during the regular season struggled against good teams. They were 500 against teams that are 500 or better. This is a really good team. The Spurs finished second in the NBA in record behind only the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the Knicks play well against a good team, and boy, are the Spurs a good team. Now, I still anticipate that Victor Wembanyama, what happened against the Minnesota Timberwolves, where the Timberwolves stole game one in San Antonio, and then the Spurs went, you're not getting 2 games on our floor in that series, and they absolutely steamrolled the Wolves in game 2. I don't know that they're going to steamroll the Knicks. The Knicks are super resilient. As we mentioned, they've won 12 in a row. They're on an historic streak. But the Spurs have to be better tonight, and I expect they will be.
The other thing, too, is like late game shot making. Hey, guys, can you hit a shot? I mean, you go from Wemby, Vassell, Fox, Castle. Those 5 guys take Champagnie out of the mix, and Harper. 5 of 28 from the three-point line. Fellas, step into your jump shot and knock one down late in the game, because they went on a 9-0 run. I touched on it in our open, where in that fourth quarter, and then they hit the dry spell with that 2-minute mark when the Knicks went back on their run. You got to be able to match some shots down the stretch, especially if you're going to grab 14 offensive rebounds. Spray that thing out and knock one down. 5 of 28 is not going to cut it. Late game shot making. Key.
Got to get
step into it.
Back to the beef.
Wrist under the ball.
Balance.
Square your shoulders.
Eyes, ears, follow through. We'll do just that, because what's beef? For New York, trying to take that 0-2 lead, heading back to the Mecca. Plenty more to come here on CBS Sports HQ. As next up, we'll help your dollars make sense. Picks to click for game 2. Up next.
You want to fight about it? Let's go.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, nobody's seen that coming. Y'all gonna make me.
Who's a gangster now? Family does not leave family behind.
Y'all gonna make me happy.
You are a stone cold killer.
1, 2, baby outside.
I want success. Get it for me. This life here is gonna work, isn't it?
We'll make it work.
We don't break ourselves in half to give you a better life.
Rip and Beth have secrets. People with secrets can be useful.
We need to be careful with this family.
Find out what they know before it gets more complicated.
Family is the only thing worth fighting for.
If either one of you want to walk, I won't hold it against you.
I'll be right next to you.
Life comes at you fast, whether you're ready for it or not. Everything has to come to an end.
I'm singing this song to you.
My center, my soul is gone.
The worry is what you do next.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric.
Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth.
All episodes of Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, are now streaming.
The situation is about to come to a head. How do you know? Because I'm about to take it there. Every time you take a breath, you owe me.
I want success. Get that for me.
Well, God, you got anything else?
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
The New York Knicks took Game 1 of the NBA Finals as a 4.5-point underdog over the San Antonio Spurs earlier this week. The win included overcoming a 14-point deficit in the second half, with Jalen Brunson leading the way, 13 of his 30 points coming in the fourth quarter, and the betting market adjusted. The Knicks entered as a +160 underdog to win it all. New York is now a -130 favorite as it looks to take a 2-0 lead tonight. For more, we welcome in Sportsline senior analyst Larry Hartstein. Larry, the series opening win was enough to make the Knicks a short favorite to hoist the Larry O this year. Do you see any value in the current series price?
Well, what the Knicks did, Suda, was very impressive, only having one turnover in the second half, grabbing every big rebound, making the clutch plays. Even when the Spurs went on that 9-0 run in the fourth quarter to retake the lead, Jalen Brunson taps the loose ball to Bridges, gets it back, hits the dagger three, and then they go on to win by 10. But despite everything we've seen, I'm going to stick to my pick, which before the series was Spurs in 7. And you could still get that at +320 on FanDuel. I mean, the Knicks had a big rest advantage. The Spurs were coming off a 7-game series. Mitch Johnson has some easy adjustments he can make, starting with Dylan Harper. Get that guy in the game at crunch time. The Knicks cannot defend him. Number 2, get Wemby the ball in the paint. Too many three-pointers, too much perimeter play from a guy who's 7'4". I think the Spurs make the adjustments, and we get the long, dramatic series that we're entitled to.
You just saw me head nodding. I completely agree with everything you just said there. Let's look at the Knicks player props. Jalen Brunson obviously took over late in Game 1 to secure the win for New York, but Josh Hart was also awesome, a monster on the boards. Is that where you're looking for your favorite player props in Game 2 for the Knicks?
Yeah, I got one on each of those guys. Josh Hart, +22 in the box score, despite only scoring 3 points. How do you not love the way this guy plays basketball? The energy, the hustle, going after every loose ball. I'm going to play him over 8.5 rebounds. This is a prop that he's hit the last 3 games with relative ease. And he plays on the dunker spot in the offensive side. He gets chances to get offensive rebounds as well. I love Josh Hart again to clean up the glass. And then Jalen Brunson took 9 threes in Game 1. He only made 2, but 4 of those were wide open threes. 2 of them went halfway down. And when you're playing Wemby, the mid-range will be there sometimes, but not all the time. I think Jalen Brunson has proven when he's played the Spurs that he will shoot threes. He took 24 threes against the Spurs in 3 regular season games, and then he took 9 in Game 1.
Yeah, flipping it over to San Antonio after a bit of a dud in Game 1. Are you looking at Wemby for your favorite player prop, or are we looking at another young star for the Spurs?
Yeah, Dylan Harper could be a top 5 player in the next couple of years. That's how good he is, and he deserved more than his 28 minutes. He's still got to 8 rebounds, Sudu, and he's cleared this prop, 4.5 rebounds. He's cleared it 5 straight times. I think tonight, if the game is close down the stretch, we will see Dylan Harper out there, an excellent rebounder, his size, his athleticism. I'm going to go over 4.5 rebounds.
Now, looking at the Game 2 spread, the Spurs opened at -5.5. The line is now up to Spurs -6.5. Do you agree with the movement, and how are you going to play this one?
Kind of shocking to see, given the Knicks have won 12 straight games, and the 2 losses that they had before that were by 1 point. So 6.5 looks very tempting, but this is totally a Spurs spot. You look back in history, NBA playoffs, NBA finals, the favorite loses game 1 at home. They usually come back and win convincingly in game 2. This spot has Spurs desperation written all over it. I would lay the points.
Larry Hartstein here to get your money up, not your funny up. Appreciate it, my man. And while the spread has ticked up towards the home team tonight, the public is actually siding with the Knicks. 58% of bets are on New York with the points. The betting handle is a split, a slight majority, 52% of the money on San Antonio. The Spurs trying to avoid back-to-back losses as a favorite for the first time since April 1st. And coming up, who steps up tonight for the Knicks and the Spurs? We're looking at the potential X factors of Game 2 when we come back.
You want to fight about it? Let's go.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, nobody's seen that coming. Y'all gonna make me.
Who's a gangster now? Family does not leave family behind.
Y'all gonna make me happy.
You are a stone cold killer.
1, 2, baby outside.
I want success. Get it for me. This life here is gonna work, isn't it?
We'll make it work.
We don't break ourselves in half to give you a better life.
Rip and Beth have secrets. People with secrets can be useful.
We need to be careful with this family.
Find out what they know before it gets more complicated.
Family is the only thing worth fighting for. If either one of you want to walk, I won't hold it against you.
I'll be right next to you.
I've been so many places. Life comes at you fast, whether you're ready for it or not. Everything has to come to an end.
I'm singing this song to you.
My center, my soul is gone.
The worry is what you do next.
Open your eyes. Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it? The crowd here feels electric.
Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
Till the roof comes off, till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth.
She's gonna blow!
All episodes of Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, are now streaming.
The situation's about to come to a head. How do you know? Because I'm about to take it there. Every time you take a breath, you owe me.
I want success. Get that for me.
Well, God, you got anything else?
Landman, all episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Back on HQ as stars collide again in San Antonio. But this town, it ain't big enough for the both of us, Tex. Brunson will stay in motion tonight as they try and shut down Wemby. Is it 1-1 or 2-0? Heading back to NYC. Back in studio with the fellas, and before we get to a pick, I want to delve a little bit deeper because we've done the headliners. We've done the marquee, if you will. These games are won and lost by those people that fill in the cracks. A Hart performance from game one, a Towns performance. X factor tonight on the Spurs side. Who are you going with, John?
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot, but it bears repeating that for me, it's Dylan Harper. I mean, when you have game one where De'Aaron Fox, who's your big money man, your veteran, the guy that you went out and traded for, the guy that you figure is going to help your team level up, he goes 3 for 13. He can't hit a shot from deep. He's 0 for 4. And then you've got that change of pace off the bench with Dylan Harper. And Dylan Harper, I just marvel at how good this kid is at 20 years old, where the pressure situation for maybe he's too young to know what it is.
Doesn't know no better.
No, right. Maybe he just doesn't know what he knows, or maybe he's just that wise beyond his years and he's that poised. But for him to have 16 and 8 rebounds in 28 minutes, he goes 6 for 10 from the floor. Mitch Johnson has decided he's going to go back to De'Aaron Fox in the starting lineup tonight. Okay. But what happens if this game starts to get away from them a little bit? Is he going to have a quick hook, or is he going to say, oh, no, we decided that we're going to ride with our veteran like they did in game one? I can't imagine that he would do this, but I got my eyes on Dylan Harper all night long. Big-time X factor for the Spurs.
Yeah, it's either you pick Dylan Harper and I pick Steph Castle, or vice versa. I'm going Stephon Castle because he's the leading assist man on this San Antonio team, filling the void of De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, 5 assists a game. Stephon Castle, nearly 7. He's also the second leading scorer this postseason for the San Antonio Spurs. He's getting to the line 6 times a game. I just thought he kind of fell behind in the second half. There became a lot of isolation ball. He was 1 of 5 from the three-point line. He falls into some streakiness as well from deep. But overall, if it's not Harper, it's got to be Castle. But you'd like to have both of them playing behind Wemby at a high level. And I think, 17 points. He was the second leading scorer for the Spurs in the game. It is what it is. You can put up points and still not have a good game.
Yeah.
I thought he was a little bit of a no-show in that second half, given what they needed. He brings it defensively, shuts down Jalen Brunson as much as they can, and then feed off that defense into your offense where you're the best playmaker on the Spurs.
And that's just it. We've talked about it ad nauseum pre-series, throwing these big guards at Jalen Brunson on that defensive end. But as you said, with the Cat-Wemby relationship, stress him offensively. Go at Jalen Brunson downhill, whether it be Castle, Harper, Fox, or any of the other big guards there in San Antonio. Same question, other side. John, I come to you first again. Knicks X factor.
Yeah, we did this again. We basically landed on the same 2 answers, so I'll go Josh Hart on this one, and then Noah will give the other answer. But we talked about Josh Hart and how he can be streaky offensively. That's kind of okay, right? I mean, he did shoot over 40% from 3 this season, which is much better than you would normally expect out of him. And when he scores the ball, that's a huge bonus for the Knicks. It's everything else that he brings every single night that you can rely on. He had 15 rebounds in game 1. That's remarkable. Is he going to hit 15 again? I doubt it, but still, he is for his size, he's an excellent rebounder. He's a really willing passer. He had 6 assists in that game 1. And here's what he does every night without fail. It's energy, it's effort, and especially at the defensive end where he has 4 steals and a block. He can switch 1 through 4, no question, and 1 through 5 in a pinch. That guy, we've said this before, we call him the Swiss Army knife for the Knicks. He really is, because he does not even a little bit of everything. He does a lot of everything beyond scoring, and then sometimes he does that too.
And I think for the Knicks, you probably go, well, is it Cat? Is it OG? Is it McHale? Like, X factor is not necessarily your best player. I go OG Anunoby for the Knicks because he's the Knicks' second leading scorer this postseason, and he was objectively the Knicks' best player in the first round, those 6 games versus Atlanta. It was an OG Anunoby show. He got hurt a little bit in the Philadelphia series, but he's come back. He's looked like himself. He struggled a little bit too much early on in game 1. I called it out when we were watching the game. There was 2 times where he got balls thrown to him on that low block. De'Aaron Fox was chest to chest with him, and he was looking for positioning, and he opted not to go up with it. They got swings, and they missed 3-pointers. Those need to be buckets. Then he flipped the switch in the fourth quarter, and he had 8 straight points, and that ignited the New York Knicks in game 1 before Brunson took over. OG Anunoby's the guy next to Jalen Brunson. Obviously, Cat's going to play make, but Cat's taking 9 shots a game this postseason. He's not looking to shoot. That's okay. I think Cat should shoot more. But given OG stepping into this second scoring option role, it's got to be OG Anunoby in tandem with Jalen Brunson.
It feels like a court that's beginning to tilt just a bit towards the New York side. Not the way that Vegas sees it. Our friends in the desert have the home side a 6.5-point favorite, fellas. 217.5 is our total. We went Knicks and under in game 1. Noah, what do we see in game 2?
I'm not going to give you an over-under, but I'm going to give you the Knicks win the game. Because why would I pick against a team that has shown me no signs of the ability to lose? They are not. They don't lose basketball games. What'd you say? 43 days? 43 days. I might have not had a beard 43 days ago if I shaved it.
Years.
I got no clue. They know what's at stake here. They're going to Madison Square Garden in Game 3 on Monday night. Obviously, the cards are in the Spurs' favor. It's the classic bounce back, play better Game 2 after stinking it up in Game 1. But neither team shot the ball well. So what happens if we get the Josh Hart game that I mentioned earlier, or it's the Karl Anthony Towns 30 ball tonight? What happens if that happens on the road in San Antonio and Wemby's great, but the Knicks are better? Because that's a real thing, and I can't live with myself. I can't objectively think rationally and go, the Knicks that haven't lost a game.
Tonight's the night that they.
I'm not. No, I don't. Yeah. How can you bet against the team?
Logic, yeah.
How can you bet against a team that's shown no signs of losing? So I'm not picking against the Knicks. I know it's the unreasonable pick to go 2-0, but
John,
I'm sorry.
I've seen the rundown, so I'll ask you.
Yes.
How do you pick against the team that hasn't lost in 43 days?
They haven't lost in 43 days. They've won 12 in a row. Noah's on them. Everybody's on them. FanDuel Sportsbook money, 87% on the Knicks. Everybody is on the Knicks. But I'm not. I picked the Spurs in 6. Looking a little dicey for me in that one. Game 1, obviously, they had that game. They were up 14 in the third quarter. You got to salt that away. Credit to the New York Knicks. Yeah. They were great in the fourth quarter, as they've been all season long, as they've been in the postseason all season long. But you can't tell me that Victor Wembanyama isn't going to be ready to play in this game. We talked about what happened in that Minnesota series where the Wolves stole Game 1 in San Antonio, and then the Spurs came out and absolutely steamrolled the Wolves. I don't think that they're going to steamroll the Knicks tonight.
Because they ain't the Timberwolves with an injured Anthony Edwards.
They are not going to steamroll the Knicks tonight, but they know that if they lose tonight, that this series is over, and New York is holding the parade. They're going to win. The Spurs are going to win tonight. Victor Wembanyama is going to be better. I'm not sure about De'Aaron Fox, but the Spurs on the whole will be better. Tie up the series, going back to New York, 1-1.
Well, that's just it, because I want to operate in this hypothetical moving forward, or looking forward at least, because in the pregame, we've done plenty of retrospective on Game 1, so just stay with me here. It's 2-0 heading back to New York. History says it's over. First finals game in that building since 1999, John. The importance of tonight in just looking at the simple fact that even at 1-1 winning Game 3. So now you're talking about down 0-3 in front of...
You're really jumping ahead.
I mean, like you got Stiller, you got Action Bronson, Tracy Morgan, you got New York breathing down your neck in Game 3 only amplifies the importance of tonight for the Spurs.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that building is going to be outrageous regardless of what happens tonight. If it's 2-0 for sure, they're going to have to call out FEMA, and I think that they're going to have to evacuate New York City and clear out the island of Manhattan. If it's 1-1, it's still going to be an absolutely outrageous game because they haven't had a finals game in that building since 1999, and you've already seen what's happening with the Knicks. We talked about this a little bit with the Sixers and the Cavaliers, where Knicks fans travel really well. What really blew me away was Knicks fans traveling to San Antonio for Game 1 and taking over the concourse in Texas, where the Spurs crowd is a great crowd. Those guys turn out. And Knicks fans said, no, we're going to take this over. Forget about the exorbitant prices at Madison Square Garden. It doesn't matter. I guess everybody's just super rich there. They're going to be packed into that building. Yes, Game 3 is going to be must-see TV, and the energy is going to be off the charts.
Okay, no, we got a couple seconds here, and I know we've done plenty of Wemby already.
Yeah.
But he talked about these moments, what they mean emotionally, what they've meant as a childhood dream to him. I expect we get the best Victor Wembanyama that we could even imagine tonight. What does that look like in your eyes? Best case scenario for Wemby in Game 2?
30, 15, and 5. I mean, like you're the objective best player on the floor. You're efficient. He's always good from the free throw line. The Spurs will get him to, or the Knicks will foul him enough to he gets to the line again. It's got to be monstrous. He had in Game 3 versus Minnesota, 39, 15, and 5. It's that type of night for Wemby because it's do or die. The only thing I want to point out about Victor Wembanyama is he is 22. We talked about the fatigue that he's dealing with a little bit clearly in Game 1. Now maybe it was just some Game 1 finals nervousness and he was tense and he couldn't get over the hump. I don't know if we'll see that tonight because of how good he's just been and how good he is. I do think, though, that that's something to watch with Karl Anthony Towns guarding him. I really believe that the matchup he has in front of him with Karl Anthony Towns is going to pose more difficulty than he has had in any series thus far, and it may be the reason the Spurs can't get over the hump overall in the series. It's yet to be seen, but I think Game 1 was really telling what he has in front of him with Karl Anthony Towns.
Noah, John, fantastic stuff here, setting the stage for Game 2 of the NBA Finals, but enough talk. Let's tip. Enjoy the game and then join us right here post-game for Finals Reaction. We'll take you live out to San Antonio. Everything you need on the tail end. Enjoy the hoop.
You want to fight about it? Let's go.